Get me that signal. We need more power.
Alright, welcome to Eldritch Horror. Looks like you guys have been waiting, so I hope it's well worth it.
We all love Arkham Horror.
Big Arkham Horror fans? Awesome. Well, I think that you will like this. It's a cooperative game for 1 to 8 players. To give you guys an idea of what's going on here, during setup you would choose an Ancient One. For the demo we are showing off Yogg-Sothoth. This Ancient One is trying to enter our world and do horrible, nasty things to it, and so it's up to these lone investigators that realize what's going on to put a stop to it. Each Ancient One has a deck of mystery cards, and by completing 3 of these mysteries, you can solve what this Ancient One's up to and seal them away. For example, your first mystery here says, if you successfully resolve a research encounter, you can place a token on this card. If you do that 4 times, you solve this mystery and move on to the next one. So that's what you guys are trying to do. The Ancient One, the way he's trying to awaken is this token's going to be advancing up the Doom track, usually based upon gates that are in play. So you guys want to close gates so that the Ancient One won't be able to pour into our world. If this reaches a 0 space, he wakes up, flip him over, horrible stuff happens, and we probably all die. We'll move this over here. Alright, so I think that's where everything goes. The gameplay is pretty quick. There are 3 phases to each turn. First, everybody gets to perform actions, and those are things like you can go shopping, you can move, you can rest. After everybody's done their 2 actions, we go to the encounter phase. That's when you have a little story like Arkham Horror. So if you're in Buenos Aires, you would draw a Buenos Aires card, have a little encounter, things would happen to you. Something good, something bad. After everybody's had their story, we then go to the Mythos Phase. We draw a card from this deck. Ancient One does horrible stuff to us, probably opens some gates, and you go right back to the beginning, so pretty quick. You have the lead investigator token, so you're going to get to go first. To give you an idea of what you can do here, you can do 2 actions, and here are the different types of actions. You can travel, which is move to an adjacent space. You can also perform an action to gain a travel ticket. When you have a ticket, you can spend it when you're moving to move an additional space. So you can kind of stockpile these to use in future turns. You can also try to acquire assets, so you can go shopping. The way that works is you roll a number of dice equal to your influence. So if you were trying to go shopping, you would roll 3 dice. Each 5 or 6 you get is $1 you have to spend over here. There's some allies that you can try to convince to join you. There's some weapons and items you can get. So that's movement, getting tickets, shopping. You can also rest, which you don't need to do on the first turn. Gets you back health and sanity. And each character has 1 special action that they can perform that you need to them. You have way too much stuff. You're not paranoid or have amnesia. I'll take the dynamite too if you don't mind. Thank you. Alright, so in order to solve this mystery, you need to research this Ancient One. You do that by moving into spaces that have clue tokens. Any of the tokens that are on the game board, you're going to get to interact with during the encounter phase. So after everybody's done their actions, you'll get a chance to interact with the tokens. He does. He does that. I've been plugging in that. He's playing Bloodbound. Okay. Well, I will see him after this demo. Alright, thank you. Alright, so any of the tokens on the game board you interact with during the encounter phase. That's how you research clues, go through gates, fight monsters, all that sort of stuff. So, move, shop, get tickets, special actions. Do you have any idea of what you might want to do for your 2 actions?
So we need clue tokens, so I should probably just go ahead and go.
Yep, so that would be a good first action.
And you get it as soon as you move there?
Nope, you're going to get to encounter those during the encounter phase. So you could use your special ability to gain a clue. And clues you can spend to re-roll and whatnot. You can also try to go shopping to get some items.
I think I'll go ahead and just gain a clue.
Alright, gains a clue. Smart move. Alright, Leo, you're down here in Buenos Aires. Let me tell you what this token is here. That's the active expedition token. What that means is if you're in that space during the encounter phase, you can have an expedition encounter. These are a little bit dangerous, but they usually have really good benefits, a chance to get artifacts and retreat doom and that sort of stuff. So yeah, you can move, shop, special actions. So he goes to the Amazon, and you got one action left.
And this, it says test influence.
Yep, so you can test your influence, which means you roll 2 dice. And your second ability says that if you're in the wilderness, which you are, you get to roll an extra die.
Okay.
So he got at least 1, 5, or 6, so he succeeded. That special ability says if he succeeds, he gets an ally from the reserve. So you've just convinced an arcane scholar to join you. That's kind of the expedition leader's thing. He gets a big entourage of people to follow him around. Alright? So that was your 2 actions. So now it's Mark's turn. You go shopping, move, get some tickets. You're good at fighting monsters. You have a gun and some kerosene. Alright, you got 1 action left. You need a ticket. You can't go shopping if there's a monster in your space, but you could have shopped before you moved if you want to. Alright, train ticket or a ship ticket? So ship tickets are used across the sea, and the trains are the inland ones. Alright, so that was her 2 actions. Now Akachi, you get a couple of options. You could go over to where that clue token is so you can research. You could also like get a ship ticket and come up to Rome if you wanted to help with that gate. Either one would be a good option.
How do you close the game?
You have a special otherworld encounter. So he's going to move over there. You got 1 action left. You can shop. You can get a ticket.
I guess I'll get a ticket as well.
All right. Sea or train?
Train.
All right. So he gets a train ticket as well. All right. So everybody's done their 2 actions. So we're going to go to the encounter phase. So starting with you. You're in Istanbul. You can either draw a card from this deck and resolve the Istanbul part, or you can try to research that clue. So each ancient one has their own deck of research cards, which means that when you try to get their clues, they are going to have a lot of narrative and history about this ancient one, who works for them, what are they trying to do. And your mystery here is the one that requires you to actually research.
So we should probably go ahead and just research the clue.
Probably. So you're in a city, so you can read this text aloud. Whenever you come to a symbol in parentheses, it means that you stop reading and you test that skill.
The library has received several requests from the Whately family for information about the Necronomicon. Sure, that thing.
Yeah, there are a lot of weird words in this game.
You tell the staff to ignore all such requests from that family, so I test my influence.
Yes, that's your influence. So 3, so you roll 3 dice. You did not get a 5 or 6, so you failed. You could spend a clue to re-roll that, and you'd actually be able to re-roll 2 dice because of your special ability.
Sure.
Aren't you trying to get that clue token?
Yeah, she's trying to succeed at passing this encounter.
Spend a clue token to get a clue token?
If she successfully gets that token, it goes over here. That's the difference.
Gotcha.
Instead of in my hand.
Yeah. Alright, so you passed.
If you pass, the staff sends out a warning to other libraries to gain this clue and 1 additional clue.
Alright, so she just gained this clue and 1 additional clue.
I got my.
This mystery here says when you gain a clue from researching, you can place 1 of them over here. So you guys are a quarter of the way solving the first mystery. Way to go, progress. Alright, so now it's Leo's turn. He's in the Amazon. He's going to resolve an expedition encounter. These are special. You're going to resolve the white section of the card. If you pass that, you're going to resolve this section. If you fail, you do the red part. So it's kind of like a branching story.
Okay. Alright, as you're listening to a deep trees, the jungle around you suddenly changes in appearance. Any good hints regarding the smooth jungle terrain. So you want to see
Quarter 4. Soon, but not soon enough. Pass. So he succeeded. The middle section.
If you are in some other dimension, you use your arcane skills to return home.
1 to 8.
Plus 1.
Depends on the number of players. I think a 4-player game, about 2 hours, maybe 2.5.
Goes up from there.
Yeah, more people, longer time.
If you pass, you wake up, you go a while. If you fail, the journey back and settles you, you lose 2 sanity.
Alright, so Not a successful expedition.
Okay, no problem.
Whenever you complete an expedition, the expedition token moves to whatever's shown on the top of the deck. So it's going to move to the pyramids now. So it's going to travel around the globe, go to Antarctica, the Himalayas, all those sorts. So that was his turn on the expedition. Now you are in a space with the monster, so you have to fight it. We're going to flip him over. First, you resolve the willpower test. So your willpower +1, you're going to roll that many. 4, so you got at least 1, 5, or 6. So you pass. Each success that you get prevents 1 damage to you. So he's only dealing you 1, so you absorbed it. Now you're going to test your strength.
Strength too.
4, holy cow. Once again, each success prevents 1 damage, but each success also deals him 1 damage. So you just dealt him 3 damage. He only has 1 health. You defeated him. Some of the bigger monsters have a lot of health. If you don't kill them, the health stays on them. Other people in your space can fight it, or you can fight again on a future turn.
Oh man, I like that mechanic.
Since you defeated all the monsters, you can then have another encounter in your space. You can either have a roam encounter, or you can try to go through this gate and close it. Alright, so these work just like expeditions. You're now in Yuggoth. You're going to read the white section. If you pass, you go here, and fail is the bottom.
You discover a fetid creature with wings and webbed feet. The beast is strange, like something from your wildest dreams. You may spend 1 clue to resolve the pass effect. If you do not spend the clue, resolve the fail effect.
So unfortunately, you don't have a clue.
Fail. The creature is terrifying, but if you can keep your calm, you will be able to overpower it. If you pass, you subdue the creature and use it to return home. Close escape. If you fail, lose 1 health.
So yeah, when that's simple, yeah, you subdue it, you passed. Well, you subdued it, you returned home, but you did not close the game. Oh no, if you pass, you subdue the creature and use it to return. So you did close the game. Awesome. And it's Akachi, you are in the same space as a clue, so you get the research as well. So you're in a city, so you do the top section. Each one has mystery cards, and you solve 3 of the mysteries to figure out how to seal it away. Success.
If you pass, you find a chart that assigns the names of wizards to seasons of the year. Gain this clue and 1 additional clue.
They each have their own deck of mystery cards and their own deck of research cards. So they're very involved in the game. Did you pass?
Yes.
Alright, so you gain this clue and what else?
1 additional clue.
Alright, so you gain 2 clues. You can place one of them on the mystery if you'd like.
Yes.
Alright, you guys are halfway through the mystery. Alright, everybody had their encounters, so we then go to the Mythos Phase. Haunting Nightmares. We resolve the symbols from left to right. First one says advance the omen track. So we're going to move that token to the red sun there. Every time that track advances, we look at all the gates on the board. Each gate that matches that symbol advances Doom by 1. So if you hadn't closed that gate in Rome, Doom would have just advanced. It really becomes a problem late in the game when there are 4 or 5 gates. Next up, we resolve reckoning effects. Did anybody go into debt? No? Let me show you what would have happened. So these are all condition cards. You get them for a variety of different sources. When you get these cards, you do not get to look at the back of the card. When a reckoning effect goes off, it often says flip this card over and see what happens. So if somebody had gone shopping and decided to go into debt to get like some dynamite or something, they'd get this card. And when reckoning comes up, it says some people have come to collect your debt. Flip this card. The backs of these cards are all different, so you might have some hitmen come after you, or maybe the debt collector steals all your stuff. One of the themes in this game is consequence, so a lot of consequences for your actions. Next up, we're going to spawn a gate. This gate is in Arkham. That's really weird. There are no gates in Arkham. And we're just going to pull a random monster and cut the spawn there. That's just cultist. Not too bad. Then we'll resolve the effect. Each investigator loses 2 sanity and gains a madness condition unless you spend a clue. So anybody who has a clue can spend it, otherwise you need to lose 2 sanity and gain a madness. Get some change. Alright, so madnesses are conditions like everything else. We just go through here and we find the first madness. You're hallucinating, you have paranoia. So those nightmares really got to you. like other cards, you're not sure what's on the back of there, and at some point during the Reckoning phase, you may need to flip it over. All the madnesses and injuries that you get all have a line of text on them that says that when you rest, there's a chance that you can try to heal it and get rid of it. So that's the end of the Mythos phase. We would then go back to the action phase. You guys would get to move again, go shopping, try to solve this mystery. If you guys did solve this mystery, we go to the next one. Flip it over. This one says Spawn of Yogg-Sothoth. I would have put the Dunwich Horror over here, as opposed to the other ones where you're trying to research. It's a giant monster you have to fight. If you defeat him, you would proceed on to the next one. If you complete 3 of those, you win. The ancient one, if you had reached the end of the track, we would flip him over. He has one additional mystery that you need to solve once he's awake. If you solve that, then you win. But he's collecting gates, so he's not awake very long before he just consumes the world. That's pretty much everything there is to see. A couple things you missed. If a character is driven insane or dies, you tip over their character token, you would then get a new character. All of his equipment would stay with him, and somebody can come over here and visit him in the asylum. On the back of his sheet, there's a little story about what happens when you visit them on their deathbed or in the asylum. Chance to get their items and whatnot that's specific to that character. Yeah, do you guys have any questions?
You guys have an idea when you're going to be releasing it?
Q4, so later this year.
Corey, how does it play solo?
Pretty good. It's a little bit more challenging, but it tends to be pretty fast. Like I can play a solo game in like 45 minutes or so.
Really?
It means that we need more power.